Turns out that ARMS does have legs. My name's Mark,
I'm Colin.
and this is level 105 of the Warp Whistle podcast. All right, Colin, the ARMS Global Test Punch, the first weekend is done and over with. The last one just right before we started recording, just finished.
I almost missed the entire thing. I just played the last hour which was
Right.
an hour ago.
Which really highlights the problem with these test punches, test fires, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, just
of
having a
little tiny
goddamn
hours.
weekend. Saturday and Sunday all day.
Yeah, because I missed a few of them. I got 15 minutes on Friday night, missed Saturday morning, and I got yesterday, like the afternoon and the nighttime. I got most of the nighttime, and it was fun. Even in the afternoon, I tried to record some footage for our YouTube channel, and I wanted like 40 minutes or so. I only really got 30 minutes of recording time, so then I had to record again at 9 o'clock to finish that off. It's a
Should have used my recordings. I didn't have any recordings,
Oh.
but I did really good.
good, excellent. I did not. Well, I did. Okay.
How many
I did
coins, whatever those coins are, how many did you end up at the end of your longest session?
okay. See, I kept having shorter sessions, so I think my longest one I was up in the 50s, 60s.
Oh, what?
Maybe.
Seems awfully high for not even an hour of play.
That was my last one, the 9 o'clock one, Saturday night. I got pretty much the full hour.
Okay.
I did end up backing out at one point, early on, but pretty much stayed in the same lobby for the later half of it, straight up until literally I got kicked off the servers.
That's
the
what I
middle
did.
of
I
a
waited till I
match.
got kicked off. And it was at the very end of a
okay.
match that I whooped ass. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Nice. Anyway, so that is a problem definitely with those times and stuff, and it's trying to plan your whole weekend. Like I was out Saturday afternoon, and it was like trying to get back, and I was like, why am I like trying to get back to be on Nintendo's schedule to play this game?
Yeah. I just skipped it because I had way too much to do.
Yeah. So it is kind of a pain. However, you did get to play for an hour.
Pleasantly
What are your
surprised.
thoughts? Okay, let's go. Just go for
I
it.
was super surprised. Not saying like I'm not gonna buy it,
Okay.
but I definitely had fun with it. I got like I didn't even realize and then I caught myself like getting into it pretty heavily.
Cool.
Like I was cursing at some guy.
Nice.
I have a lot of problems with it, but at the same time I still think it is good.
Yeah. Okay. So So you think it's good? What are your problems? The problems have to be big enough for you to not buy it, or is like is fighting games just
this
not
was
your thing?
yeah, it's just not my like. If this was $40, I said the exact same thing about Splatoon.
Right.
If Splatoon and this were $40 each, maybe even $49.99, maybe $50,
Right.
I would probably buy it.
Okay. So half the price that they are.
And that was only like I only
like
spent
40
an hour, so that it might change, it might go down from here, it might go up. I don't know.
Okay. Gotcha. So what kind of stuff did you like about the game? Let's start off with the good.
It wasn't as I guess simple as I expected it was going to be.
Yeah, there's
just
a decent
like
amount of depth.
there's a decent amount. I like Ninjara. That's who
Okay.
I just picked for like I tried the main guy, Springman.
Springman.
I tried Ribbon Girl,
Okay.
tried Ninjara, and I tried the Mummy.
Okay.
And then Ninjara is just the best. His teleport thing.
That's people see. He kind of seems a little OP, a little overpowered, little.
He can't. Well, I got my ass kicked though. Like
okay,
from Ribbon
alright.
Girl a lot.
Okay, sweet. The Slapamander glove apparently can really counter
What's that?
Ninjara. Like her longer glove kind of look. It's not.
It was those the big balls kept killing me.
Oh, okay.
Every time
Alright.
I would throw a punch, it couldn't do anything. And
Yeah, you
if
just
I
go
tried to
straight through.
block the big ball things,
Yeah.
I couldn't block them. So
No.
I was basically just having to teleport constantly.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, I stayed in the same lobby the whole time. I ended up getting up to 62 of those coins. The highest in our thing was 68, I think, and then the guy left.
Okay.
But he was really good. He used Ribbon Girl, and he just I beat him twice though.
Nice.
I didn't like how the whatever it was the lobby was. I didn't understand it.
Where you were all just down in the same lobby and they were shuffling you around?
Yeah, like I thought I would be able to move my little guy to where I wanted to,
Oh, right.
but it just picks whatever the thing wanted you to. Thought I was gonna love volleyball. Nope.
Really? I love
Garbage.
volleyball.
No,
I thought that was great.
Sucked.
Okay.
It didn't control well. That's a kind of there's kind of a thing with the whole game where I don't think it controls very well.
Okay.
Throwing it seems almost too slow. Like throwing your arms and stuff, like they just float for so long.
What
And if
arms were you picking?
I would with Ninjara, I would usually use his little whatever the main one is, his circle one, not the boxing glove.
Right, the chakra thing?
Yeah, it's like a frisbee
Yeah.
disc. And then I would use the rockets on the right hand.
Okay. So the rocket should be a little bit more powerful and the other one should be faster, I think.
Yeah,
But it
it's
hasn't
just
been
not
recorded
fast
to it.
enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like I found everything seemed really slow, and especially if you're like trying to get out of the way, like you don't really move very far.
Yeah, that was one thing that ticked me off was, like you said, getting away from those big ball fists. It's like you can't punch through them, you can't block them, but when you try to dodge, it's like you move half an inch and you just get hit anyway.
Even if you teleport, like it's just
Yeah.
like you move like 2 feet maybe.
Yeah. So some of the stuff I do find a little overpowered, but I really did enjoy the volleyball mode. What did
Yeah.
you think of the other mode? So it was like 4-on-4 where you're tethered to the other person.
Oh, 2 versus 2, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. 4-person match where you're tethered to the
2 versus 2. So me and I copied his name down because we played like 7 in a row.
Oh wow.
Crafty, his name was Crafty, and a little emoticon winky face,
Okay.
and we won every time.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Power team.
So we were both Ninjara.
Okay.
So we were the green and the red one. Cool. I didn't mind that mode. My favorite was just one-on-one fight. I didn't like
Yeah, me too.
the three free for all.
Hate it.
I ended up winning 2 of those, but It's
to me that's
too-
Mario Kart.
it's worse than Mario Kart.
Well, I mean Mario Kart in the way that it's like just complete luck.
Yeah, like
That's you could win, but it's only because the other two are beating the crap out of each other. If like if there's 2 people beating the crap out of one person, then it's gonna like that person's gonna lose. It doesn't matter. So I've been in matches where like I've won some of those, I've lost some of those. It's been like yeah, I don't know. I find that one's very much just luck based of like, are these 2 people going to turn on me and tag team me until they're the only 2 left, and then they're going to beat the crap out of each other.
yeah. So I ended up playing the stair stage every time it was a 3
Oh,
versus
yeah.
all. But I had a strategy by the end, and that's how I ended up winning the 2 in a row.
Okay.
So I would always be at the top on the left-hand side
Mhm.
every time they spawned me. I don't know why I was always there. And then at first I went to the person that was right next to me instead of going down the stairs, but that was a huge mistake because then the stair guy would come up and start hitting me. So what I ended up doing was going down the stairs immediately because the guy to my right would throw a punch, but he would miss because I would be going down the stairs. I'd hit the guy at the bottom of the stairs, he'd get knocked down, then I'd go back and start fighting the guy up top. And then I'd just end up going back and forth and teleporting until they started fighting each other, and then I'd grab one of them and hit them.
Can I say I hate the stair stage?
Yeah.
For level design, that one
yeah.
is horrible.
Well, it's just you got to use the Star Wars tactic.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
need the high
mean. If
ground.
you don't have the high ground, if you start off on the bottom, you're screwed.
Not necessarily. You just got to
For
get
the
up to the
mo-
top.
Yeah, you have to get. If you're at the bottom with someone
at a-
who's good,
You're at a disadvantage.
you are at a disadvantage. 2 equally.
That's when I beat that
Skilled
crazy guy that was like
people.
68, and I was like 42
Oh wow.
at the time, and then I crawled up. He almost killed me.
Yeah,
Like
right
I was
through.
1 hit away.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I find like for level design wise, I thought like that stage should be longer, like out. Fine, leave the stairs, leave the high ground and low ground, but expand that stage left and right.
I kind of see
So
why
make
they
it
didn't though.
longer like shorten the staircase and expand it on the sides, because I think then you would have high ground, low ground, but you have a little bit of room to move around it. I just find there's such a disadvantage.
But I think that's the whole point of stages. You got to be strategic to get up to the top.
They start one person off in a disadvantage, and that did not end well for Darth Vader, and it didn't didn't end well for me several times,
Yeah.
which just frustrated me. What like
Also-
because especially with those big the big fists, because I'd find those ones, if you had someone who knew how to use them, let's say the mummy with the big fist, and then he has that bird that's very, very fast. He throws the bird to kind of keep you in place because that's such a fast throw, and the big fist just, you can't go anywhere. You can't move out of the way. So, Master Mummy versus pretty much anyone.
So what was your strategy? How did you play?
Overall?
Yeah.
Beat the crap out of someone.
So you played offensive. I played defensive, and it worked out way better.
Yeah,
like I was going offensive at first.
Towards the end, I started going defense.
Yeah, like halfway through, I was like, I'm just going to sit back and then wait for them to throw a stupid punch and then grab them.
Yeah.
Grabs are cheap as hell, but I use them so much.
Okay, see, I started seeing a pattern with people that used, especially Ninjara, where they would teleport straight into a grab.
Yeah, I did that all the time. I would jump, teleport.
Yeah, jump, teleport, grab.
Yep.
See, I started seeing through that tactic.
Some people did, and they whooped my ass.
Right. So the last match that I had was against the Ninjara, who kept doing that. He didn't touch me pretty much the whole match. I finished the match with almost full health.
I had a flawless victory once.
That was almost my last match because he kept doing that. He kept doing the jump thing, but jumps or jump grabs or any kind of grab can be defeated by a simple punch. You can't block them, but you can punch through them. So every single time I'd look at him, I'd see him jump, and I go, oh, you're going to try to grab me again. And he'd come out of his little warp and throw his fist, and I'd throw one fist at him and then smack him. I was Springman, so I had the boxing glove and the 3 rocket things.
I like the look of Springman, but I didn't like his not being able to teleport. If he could teleport, I would have picked him.
He and Min Min were my 2 mains. Min Min's really good.
I didn't play her.
Yeah. But that was the strategy for the end, and he just could not get past. Because I think, like, it's such a weird strategy, and it takes you a while to kind of acclimate to where he's going to teleport, and then throwing the thing. So you have to be your timing has to be really good of turning where he's going to be, and throwing your punch at the right time so you don't miss blocking the grab. And, like, there is a decent amount of strategy in it, and that's the one time he did hit me was I missed the shot. And that was it. It was just sloppy on my part, and I missed a punch. He grabbed me, put me down, and luckily that gave me my yellow power up. And
yellow power up
pummeled him.
Yeah, it's so easy to beat people with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good game.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah. I want them to speed it up like almost double time.
Yeah,
I know they can because the balancing would be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad, but my biggest problem with it, and I do have some problems. Like I said, I didn't like the 3-player
Two-player stupid
random thing. I hated that mode. My issue with it is more of an overall Switch issue, I'll say. I like the game. I thought it was deep enough for a fighting game. If you're into that, like I'm not a huge fighting game fan. Like I like Smash Brothers. I've liked Street Fighter in the past, but never got like super competitive into it. I could see myself getting ARMS, but it completely hinges on Nintendo's online. This weekend, playing against randoms and just getting randomly paired up in whatever match happened to shoot me into. That was enough for me. That was a good taste. I'd love to try out the other modes, but paying full price for a game without like a full online feature. Like I want to be able to jump in matches with my friends. I want an active. I'm gonna hold off and see how many of my friends buy this game and how active they are. Because if this is Mario Kart and we have the super indie podcast group that's having tournaments and there's people from our group and other groups and my friends list constantly playing Mario Kart, whereas every single time I go on, there's someone online that I can jump in a match to or with. That's great. If ARMS ends up being like that, I see myself possibly picking ARMS up, but only playing with my friends. Because the random online person kind of match this weekend did enough for me. I got 3 test runs in, or 2.5 or whatever it was. That's good. I'm settled with that.
Yeah.
But it's when I can go on and me, Bobby, you, and Sean can have 4-player versus matches.
Can they do that?
I think so. I hope so. That's the thing.
Mario Kart can't. Technically,
No,
unless
yeah,
you make a tournament.
right? Yeah, exactly. So, it's for me the bigger issue is Nintendo's online. They need to step it up. They need to just improve the overall thing. They need to get this app out as soon as possible. I think the test app is going to come out with Splatoon in the summer.
Well, there's an announcement on that today. I saw.
Oh, really?
Somebody tagged us, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it's been released that.
Ricky tagged us in. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if Splatoon is that way, then ARMS 100% is that way,
Yeah.
which is pointless.
Yeah.
And there's so many people trying to defend it on there, and it makes me just like, no, stop. Stop
Yeah.
trying to make excuses because it's Nintendo.
Yeah, no, Nintendo does not get a free pass.
No.
So I'm going to just bring up, Nintendo Talks Splatoon voice.
I want to talk
chat
another
there.
thing about that I didn't like about ARMS.
Okay.
So when you knock someone down and they get back up, there's like an invincibility time, and seems to last way too long and almost different at times. My fist went through so many people, and they were standing up. They were
Yeah.
up. I also want them. I don't know. Maybe you can do this on there, but I want block to be like the left trigger or something.
Yeah.
Like why is it the stick?
Why is block the stick?
I can't do it.
that-
I just keep moving.
Yeah.
And like I'll let go of the click by mistake. It's just annoying. It should be the left trigger.
Sean Capri said the same thing. He said the Splatoon
Stupid.
test punch was awesome, which it was. It was a great,
Splatoon test punch.
or the ARMS test punch was a great thing. I think Nintendo has another hit on their hands.
At least
I
like
think any doubters can at least appreciate that Nintendo's done a good job with a new IP.
I'll give it good.
Yes.
I won't go any higher
Okay, but it needs.
for now.
Yes, definitely mappable controls. Like you need to be able to change that to one of the, I don't care, any of the other buttons.
Well, left
Face
trigger
button,
makes sense.
left trigger makes
That's like
a ton
what
of sense.
most games like.
Yeah, but like literally any other button I would be fine with.
Mm.
Any single one.
Yeah, because left trigger and right trigger just throw your punches.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like X and or A and B.
Yeah, but they're also to activate the power, right? You can use either one of them.
That's L and R.
L and R. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying block,
Left trigger.
left trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be the punch button?
A and B.
Oh, I've never used those.
Oh, that's what I use. A and B.
Really?
That's what it told me in the tutorial.
Oh
So
man,
use A
use
and
the
B.
shoulder buttons.
No, I'm better with the. I try to use the shoulders. I'm better with A and B.
Oh, I didn't even use A and B at all.
I did. Then
Interesting.
everything's just right there. So it's jump dash A B, and it's just like boom boom
Huh.
boom 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 boom. The whole thing. I like.
See, that's why I liked it. Was jump and dash, and then like on my thumb, and then I could like throw punches and like press all four buttons at once
Yeah. Well, I can press
Which,
all four buttons, kind of.
on the on the Joy-Cons.
I was using the Pro Controller.
Yeah, me too.
But
Okay. Interesting.
then if you, I'm glad I got used to it this way, because if you do it this way, then your block button's gonna have to be A or B, and that's a little weird.
See, I thought block could move up to one of the L or R buttons.
Well, these two start your thing.
Yeah, but use one of those to start your power up and one of them to block.
I don't know if they'll do that.
That's what I would like personally. That's what I would map it to.
I find these too small, so I like this as the
I don't know,
block.
maybe. Interesting. See, that's why they need mappable buttons, because we both disagree on the control scheme. We both have different ideas of where things should be. Like ZL or whatever it is, the left trigger would not work for a block for me, because that's my left fist. You know, so very interesting. That I mean, of course, we disagree on something.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Maybe they'll do what they did with Zelda, where jump can be run and run can be
They're
jump.
the two that they'll flip, definitely. Overall, though, I did think it was good. I'm more... I'm not as scared. Like, before I said I want it to be more than Wii boxing, and I think this proved that it is.
Yeah.
But I want a little bit more of what's the overall package going to be. This was a good test punch, and it is good for that. Sell me on the rest of the package. I want a good online support. I want a decent, single player campaign, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that now will send me to spend my money. Right now, I'm kind of with you. If this was half the price just for the online of what I played this weekend, all in, take my money. Nintendo still needs to sell me on the rest.
Yep.
So that's where I am with that. The Splatoon thing that Ricky tagged us in. yeah. So the game's online chat will be enabled with the online lobby and voice chat app, which is coming to mobile devices this summer. So that's what they said. Voice chat can only be used when playing with someone you know, such as in private matchmaking. Voice chat with someone you don't know in random matchmaking won't happen. I'm not too upset about that because I wouldn't talk to anyone just in a random match anyway. I don't want to talk to you. I'd want to talk to my friends. That's who I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to some shitty little 13-year-old kid who's gonna tell me, what my mom did last night. Like, I'm not.
Mute them.
That's
have an
what
option.
This is. It's
have an
automatic mute.
option that's
Right.
friends only. Like
Right.
some people definitely want to talk to strangers and stuff.
I
Some
suppose.
people go on specifically for that on Xbox and PS4.
Yeah, I really didn't expect anything different from Nintendo, so I'm not upset.
That's what we
mean,
just said this.
they-
You just said they don't get a pass, and now you're doing it.
Okay, but for me personally,
That's
I'm
fine.
not giving them a pass.
Kind
I'm
of.
saying for me personally, I don't care. So if I don't care, I'm not going to make a big deal of it either way. I'm not giving Nintendo a pass. I think I literally just said I might not buy ARMS because their online is not up to snuff. They're not getting a pass for online or anything else. I'm just saying for me it's a non-issue, so I'm not going to waste time thinking or talking about it. Basically.
I think it's an issue.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about it if you want to.
Well, I just think like people exactly almost what you just said, where it's like I don't expect any more from Nintendo, and people shouldn't really say that. Like
I don't.
you
expect
should
it.
expect more from Nintendo.
Right. Well, there's a difference between expectation and desire. I desire, especially if we're going to pay for this service, that Nintendo offers everything and more that the other companies are offering.
Exactly.
Do I expect that? No. Am I upset by it one way or the other? No. To me, I want to easily be able to matchmake and talk with my friends. I would be automatically muting every single thing, every single person in any other random mode. So to me, it's a non-issue. For me, I don't know. Anyway, anything else you want to say about ARMS before we move on to the last couple of things we want to talk about?
No.
Okay. So I have a few other things that we did this weekend. So it wasn't just about ARMS. The Overwatch free weekend. A couple of people were posting in our Facebook group. They were saying, it's the free weekend. Go try it out. PS4, Xbox One, PC, free full game download. Try it out. I did. I see the appeal, but it's not for me right now, so I'm not going to spend the money. But I did join a few matches. I kept getting booted from trying to join matches and like practice matches and stuff. So it was really, I don't know if there was a lot of people on or if that's just how the game works. But I was even in some practice warm-up lobbies and stuff and got booted from a tutorial. Like it was really a weird experience for me.
Maybe it was probably overloaded.
It could have been
free.
Yeah, it could have been. So I don't know. I tried out a few of the different characters. I don't know. Just for me, it was just like meh. It was. Like I said, I see the appeal. I may get in a mood like this weekend. For some reason, it was either ARMS or I'm full back into Pokemon Sun. Like 100% into that game. I put probably 10-12 hours into it this weekend. Yeah,
I'm glad I skipped that because I really think it's going to come to the Switch, especially after they just announced Monster Hunter, which is a 3DS game.
Maybe
to the Switch.
Yep. Well, that was another thing I wanted to talk about with Monster Hunter. So yeah, aside from Overwatch, thanks for recommending it to people that did. Like I said, might revisit it when I'm in a mood, but this weekend I was in an ARMS and Pokemon mood, so not a great test weekend for me. Before we go to Monster Hunter, I do want to mention... Actually, no, screw it. Let's jump into Monster Hunter, because Capcom was all over the place this weekend. So, Greg Caldwell, friend of the show, in one of the groups, I can't remember if this was Nintendo Voice Chat or... I think this was actually the Nintendo Guru group. We were kind of chatting a little bit back and forth about Toby actually made a post saying Capcom says Switch support could be determined by sales of Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers. This was debunked, right? You have something that said it was a mistranslation?
Yep.
Okay. At first, I didn't think this was kind of debunked. And what I said... I think still stands for like third-party developers overall with their approach to Nintendo, but at least for Capcom, this was proved wrong, and the win was kind of taken out of my angry sales. But my response that kind of started off Greg and I talking was, I said, I hate this. It's kind of like, it feels like a threat. It's like, buy this title, this one title, or we're never going to support your system again. It's like a $40 ransom, basically. They're, I said on the show before, I was pumped for Ultra Street Fighter 2. I was looking forward to it, but all the reviews kind of sound like it's kind of a rushed port kind of thing, like a minimal effort port, not rushed. They're reusing assets from other games. There's things that they should have done that they didn't, and they stuck like a $40 price tag on it, where every other version of this game is like half price or less.
Yeah, there was I think I bought it on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, that's where most of the assets of this game are
HD
grabbed
game,
from.
and I'm pretty sure it was $15 at the time. Might have been 20. I think it was 15.
Yeah,
Might even been 12. Who knows?
So, so like it kind of seemed like scare tactics. Now that was quickly debunked. They announced Monster Hunter, and you said it was a mistranslation. Do you have that?
Mistranslation, yeah. So it's a post on Reddit, and it was translated by someone that speaks Japanese. I'm just gonna do the too long didn't read thing.
Okay.
So you can find it on the Nintendo Switch Reddit page. It says a much better source of what Capcom actually meant in their statement that should really help putting everyone's mind at ease. Too long didn't read. They didn't say they would base their support on how Ultimate Street Fighter 2 does, but rather they said they're already studying on how to support the Switch, and they wanted to remind us that they have a new game coming out in the near future for the system.
Okay, all right.
So it was completely mistranslated.
Yeah.
However,
I do want to say, where is our Disney Weekend collection?
That is.
Come on, Capcom.
I think we're gonna get it.
Yeah. You rush this one out. Do the same for the Disney collection. I don't care if it's the exact same. Like just do it. Come on. Anyway, and then quickly afterwards, after everyone was all up in arms about this thing, no pun intended for the rest of our show, Monster Hunter XX announced for Japan August 25th. Has 3DS crossplay and cross save, or like at least you can transfer your save from 3DS to Switch. So like you're saying. Yeah, there are some 3DS games that are moving their way over to Switch. So what are your thoughts, I guess, on Monster Hunter and this cross-play? And are you thinking that's going to translate to Pokemon?
I think it's a very good sign that Pokemon Stars, or whatever the hell the third iteration of Sun and Moon is.
Right.
I think we'll definitely see it on Switch eventually.
Yeah. And I still like Ricky's name better, by the way, Eclipse. You combine Sun and Moon, you get an Eclipse.
Well, that's the name that's on that fake E3 list.
Ah, okay.
Pokemon Eclipse.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. Did you see that fake
No.
list? Oh. It's not officially fake, but it seems very fake because like they have a list of things and it says like third party real. Like you wouldn't call it that.
Maybe.
Probably not. But they have
Actually, you know what?
They have a new Metroid on it.
I just worked on an event.
I'll see if I can find it.
No joke. I just worked on an event. All the assets. I did 4 big videos for this big Hall of Fame event that we just partook in at work, at my real job. I did the graphic work and video work for every single part of that. And in our script was all of the assets and all of the things that I did, except one thing that was from a third party, and it said the only description was Hospital Foundation real. Not even joking. They did a video and a little PowerPoint, whatever it was. That was the only thing that I didn't have my hands in. And that was what it was in the script. That was like red, blocked out, the thing that I didn't have to worry about. So that to me, as someone who just went through a big event, is not a big red flag.
Yeah. I can't find the list now. Someone made another list making fun of it.
Okay.
So this looks similar to the list, but it's like Metroid Unconscious Plus, Legend of Zelda Teenage Pie, Metroid Medieval, NX Reveal. Like this is, I don't know what that is. But the list was on Reddit somewhere. It did have a lot of stuff that people would probably go crazy for though.
Oh, I have no, like, you could easily make a list that, Nintendo.
Oh,
say and cause people to go crazy over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a new Donkey Kong Country something. I can't remember what it was.
Jacob Rush just got very excited from Nintendo nostalgia. Donkey Kong, anything is his jam. I did make a joke in the Secret Friends Unite podcast. They were asking for E3 predictions. Here was mine. Microsoft. This is for all three. So Microsoft is going to release specs, price, and release date of Scorpio. Spend the rest of the conference talking about TV shows and sports. Sony is going to show the best video game trailer ever made. Then say this game is coming next year. We'll be able to play it sometime in the mid-2030s.
Yep.
Nintendo fans will expect Metroid. Nintendo is going to come out and start playing that familiar Metroid music. The lights will dim. Samus's mask will be shown lighting up dramatically. Metroid Bubble Pop Mission releasing spring 2018 on iOS and Android.
Yep.
That is E3 to me in a nutshell. That is like expectations through the roof, and here's how they're gonna all three parties. I'm not just picking on Nintendo. All three parties are gonna disappoint us.
I really hope all three have learned from the last few years.
That would be good.
Yeah, did you see, what was it? Kingdom Hearts 3 and another game, another big game for Sony. And they're like, they'll be available within the next 3 years.
Oh god.
And they showed Kingdom Hearts 3 long ago. I know that's probably going to be on
Sony's
Xbox.
so
and
bad
everything
at
else.
that.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So bad. They are like as much grief as people give Nintendo.
And that's not actually Sony, because I think it's going to be on other consoles. But
Sony always does it at their conferences.
oh yeah, they're like Spider-Man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
When are we going to see that? Unless we see that this year. Who knows?
Hashtag Spider-Man. We still don't even know a name for that game. People expecting to come out this year. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. E3 is going to be fun. It's always fun, but I love listening to the E3 shows, like prediction shows and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was just listening to We the Gamercast's E3 prediction shows and a couple of other, what's it, Game & Talk, I guess, listened to theirs this week. Yeah, the prediction shows are always awesome to listen to because we're always all wrong. Every single one of us.
I have such high hopes for Nintendo this year. The more that I start thinking
Me
about
too.
stuff, and when I saw that fake list, I was like, they better have some of this.
Yep, I hope so. Speaking of other shows, I want to give a little quick shout out to Bobby Pauls, a Nintendo guru. Just started a new show called The Host. It's up on iTunes, YouTube, all the rest of the usual suspects. Go check that out. He gets hosts from 2 different podcasts, and they just kind of talk the talk and walk the walk, and yeah, should be a cool show. I can't wait to see kind of where it goes. Bobby said he wants to have us on at some point, so look forward to that. But in the meantime, look forward to listening to all the other stories that other podcast hosts come up with. Also want to give a quick shout out. I jumped in a match, speaking of online Mario Kart. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned Nathan and Friends, streamer, video game streamer, joined our Facebook group, and the other day I was on Mario Kart and noticed that he was online and jumped in, and then also noticed that he was streaming at the same time. So I jumped in his stream, and he was kind of like giving us shout outs and giving the podcast shout outs, and we were talking a little bit back and forth in Facebook chat, like between matches and that kind of stuff. It was really cool. I only had a few minutes, so we only did a couple of matches. Then I think he said he was going off to do some 200cc on his quest to get Gold Mario. So Nathan, good luck on that quest. It is a frustrating, challenging quest, but awesome to jump in with him and play a few matches and see how how that went. Online is always unpredictable when you're playing against people. What else do we have before we wrap up? A couple of movie news. So we talked about movies last week. We mentioned The Witcher. This week we got a trailer for Castlevania that started out with an old NES.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, it was really a neat way to do it. So you mentioned you wanted The Witcher, if they did animation, to take a lot of cues from anime.
Yep.
Was this what you pictured?
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. This looks like it's going to be good. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. Someone said 4. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
But it was funny because when they announced it, they said it was going to be like Game of Thrones styles cartoon Castlevania, but the trailer didn't really look like that.
No.
It still looks cool though. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
if they do The Witcher, but I'm pretty sure a lot of sources are saying it's gonna be live action for The Witcher.
Cool. Okay.
I was actually thinking the other day before I read that, people are saying it is based around Geralt. I was hoping it was going to be based on another Witcher, so they wouldn't have that attachment,
Right.
which would have been really cool.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more opportunity to tell your own story.
So much more room.
Yeah. You don't set up the fan expectations, but you still, okay.
Still can make it whatever you want and super badass.
Yep, definitely. Final movie news that I have: Uncharted just cast Tom Holland, Spider-Man,
Yep.
as young Nathan Drake. They're gonna base this around like the flashback scenes in
3.
3. Yeah,
He looks and
So-
sounds just like him, actually.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think that's a
and he
good
has
casting.
the parkour skills. He has the acrobatics that I think a young Nathan Drake is going to need, and it kind of sets it up for a franchise. As Tom grows older, he's going to be that Nathan Drake, unless they recast.
Remember when they were
that's
gonna?
good,
They
but,
had Mark Wahlberg cast as Nathan Drake.
yeah.
That would have been so awful.
Yeah.
And like, wasn't Danny DeVito supposed to be his dad or something?
Oh God.
I could be completely wrong with that.
I don't remember that one. I just remember Mark Wahlberg like
I think
say
it was
hi to
him.
your treasure for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know. I think Tom Holland. I think that's a great casting choice. He's a big name now thanks to Spider-Man. He's only going to get bigger this summer and following with the with Spider-Man: Homecoming and Avengers: Infinity War. I really think that's super smart casting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the role.
Yeah, I think it
where
would be
they go
good.
with the movie. Anything else that you want to talk about?
The demo for Disgaea 5 complete is on Switch.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you go in the eShop, go where you buy it, and there's a little download demo button.
Interesting.
It's-
I didn't know that.
It's really cool. I don't recommend it for younger viewers, I guess. There's some I don't know, the animation.
M for mature.
Not necessarily, but like that's how. That's not too bad. That's kind of fine.
Okay, she's a busty young lass.
Yep. But then
Colin just showed me his Switch. If you can't hear the sound effects.
you can hear the sound. So this is I beat a stage, and this is what came up. If you look closely, they're like ripping her clothes off.
Wow, that's that's weird.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
Why?
I also don't know
what
who-
is going on.
I don't know who any of these people are.
What. What has like shark teeth? What the hell is?
Yeah, they're a lot of them are demons, and
Okay.
they're all from the Netherworld, Netherrealm.
Well,
Very funny.
I know nothing about this game.
Very funny game.
Okay.
It's got a good sense of humor. It's
Alright.
twisted. It's funny. So check that out if you're into strategy RPGs. Especially on the Switch, you can play this for hundreds of hours.
Right. Cool.
And I also bought Thumper, which is hard as hell, and I don't
Ooh,
want to talk
yes.
about that a whole lot because I haven't played a whole lot because it's hard.
Okay. Well, let's save that for next week and wrap it up there.
Sure.
I think. Okay, well, thank you very much for listening. If you haven't joined our Facebook group that I mentioned a couple of times during this episode, go on facebook.com/group/warpwhistlegaming, and you can, share your thoughts and feelings and what games you're playing right there. You can find us every single week on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, Acast, and anywhere else you can find podcasts. And Caper Radio every Friday at 7 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Thank you very much for listening.
Bye.